Hi everyone, Dr. Kinsley here. We're ending the semester so soon. You've been doing amazing work. I thank you for your perseverance and your patience and your brilliance. This project too is very difficult. I know you have to think about the social media, think about this persona that's created through the social media account, and then on top of all of that, you have to consider and learn what rhetorical appeals are, how they're used to a particular effect. So that's a lot. It's a lot. But you're doing it, and you're almost done, and you're gonna never look at the world the same. Everywhere you go, you're gonna be seeing ethos, pathos, logos, and whatnot, and Kairos, of course. But beyond that, think about rhetorical strategies. How the way that someone presents themselves, whether it's the clothes they choose, the way they move, the setting that they're in. On social media, of course, all these things are sort of performative, so they're not natural, but the whole world is performative. Like there really isn't anything purely natural necessarily, right, in terms of humans and how we go about the world. Everything we do is, whether consciously or not, is performative. And now it's your job forevermore, even beyond this class, to consider that, to go forth and be critically minded, to be aware of the world and how it's constructed. And that is, I think, very exciting. So I hope you do too. And even if you don't now, maybe you will, 10 or 15 years from now, you'll say, oh my gosh, look at the emotional appeal that's being drawn out in this way. So enough of that. As you finish your projects, please keep in mind that your thesis needs to be about rhetorical strategies and how they're used in this particular social media account. So it is not about the person. If you have to use background information, make sure all of that information is used to discuss the way in, what their goal is for that rhetorical strategy, if that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, please email me and we can talk about it. Which reminds me that, I've asked almost all of you to email me another draft this week. If you don't get around to emailing me a draft, that's okay. There's no pressure. This is just an extra, resource for you. But I would say you should all email me your revised thesis statement, because in reading through the revision plans, a lot of those thesis statements are still not quite what the project calls for. And it may be just that you don't have the thesis statement down and the rest of your essay is about rhetorical strategies and their effect. And maybe you just need to tweak your thesis. So just keep these things in mind and do reach out to me this week. Send me your drafts, send me pieces of your drafts with targeted questions. Please take me up on this. What else did I want to say? Oh, your final reflections are approaching. These are huge. The main thing I can say about these is that think about how each section is weighted in terms of points, and realize that you need to do the same amount of work, evidence, explanation, analysis, synthesis, drawing your readers fully into your journey for each of those sections. So oftentimes, it seems to peter out as we go down the rubric. So you have the WPA outcomes, and those might have great, thorough analysis, evidence, etc., and then a little bit less for HOM, right? You're like, well, it says bullet points, so I'll just put bullet points. Don't do that. Do a full explanation the way you do for WPA outcomes. And then, by the time we get to theory of writing, there's like tiny little 4 sentences. You need that to be a full, that's, if anything, that is the most important part of your reflection. So it's not a conclusion, it is a full section unto itself. And it does naturally conclude your reflection, but rather than thinking of it as a conclusion or just an afterthought, think of it as a full section. And I highly suggest you do that section first, then the other ones, then go back to the theory of writing and revise. Just an idea. I also hope that you email me those before they're due, so that you can know that you're on the right track with that. You can get, again, more targeted feedback than you might have gotten in some of the other reflections. What else? Yeah, I feel like we're nearing the end of our journey, and I really want you to have all the tools to feel like you had a successful time in this course. And I'm just really excited to read all your reflections. I'm very happy to have gotten to know you a little bit these past several weeks, and I hope you're all doing well and enjoying this time of the year. So I know it can be very stressful, just one thing at a time. My mantra in college was, it always gets done. One way or another, everything ends. So that's not to stress you out, it's to say it'll happen. You'll be okay. Just one thing at a time, and reach out to me as much as possible. Okay. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll probably talk to you again before the semester ends. So see you then. Bye.